What's good, everybody? It's Hank, Truth. I'm gonna be cooking up for y'all. I got a sound out of Omnisphere, movie music Omnisphere edition out of that kit. It's a wide open key. Go ahead and get on it. That sounds pretty good. Go on the line. Control L, make the keys a little longer, make them flow into each other. Take a listen. Want it like that right there. And once again, Control L. Do the velocity on that. To turn the velocity down, just hover over it, hit Alt or hold Alt, and scroll down on your mouse wheel. This one goes on a little of it right. See what it sounds like up an octave. That sounds pretty good. Do a little bit. Hurt my ear. Cut out all the highs and the lows that we don't need. And what I'm doing right here is taking out all the, call them the whistle notes, but there's a technical name for them, I don't know. Those real high notes like that are hurting your ears, resonant notes. Bring them on down, takes them out, so it sounds better on phones and smaller speakers like computer speakers. There. I think that's. There's this one right here, though. That out. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna reset that 6 and just open this number 5 up a little bit, so it covers both of those two resonant notes right there. There we go. That should sound a little better on a speaker. Small, like a small speaker, like a phone. I'm gonna throw a little reverb on there. Not too much. Alright. Next sound. I really want to find a lower key or maybe a lead synth. Go to the Kid Anthem. Got in here. Like that, yeah, it'll work. Perfect. Control Q to quantize the notes to the line. If that doesn't work, you can just always Control Q and then mouse to put them on the line. And then Control L, like I said, to make those notes go together. Makes the whole beat flow better. Take a listen. I'll probably turn that second piano down a little bit. A little louder than that first. Alright. Now, on this second piano, or the first piano actually, I'm going to add some keys on it. little higher key. I'm gonna take these all up an octave. Control up to bring them up an octave. Control L to make them float. Oh, actually. But I don't want to mess up these bottom notes. There's a or something. Alright, let's take a listen. Let's try another G. I really like the sound of that, but one thing I always like to do that a whole lot of other people, of course, halftime. Just plug in, it's cheap, go out and buy it. It's only, I think, $18. Save your life. Makes it a vibe. If the melody's right, it'll sound good. If the melody's not right, it's gonna make it sound terrible. So it's a good way to practice your melody making. Take a listen. This bar right here, it'll this is like maximum half speed. This is about halfway, half sped, and this is turned off. So I'm gonna turn it right above halfway and try to get some of those higher notes in there, but also keep these lows pretty low. I'm actually going to put the reverb after the halftime, just so the halftime applies to the reverb. Same thing with the EQ, just so it's catching those resonant notes on the because the halftime can make the notes that are resonant a lot more resonant. So I'm gonna drag that EQ down to it, just so it'll make it sound better. Okay. Is that another sound? I really want a bell in there. I want it to be a very ambient bell. So I'll probably go to one of these plug hugger kits. Try the Omni Chill. Keys. Try some plugs. I really like that sound right there. Actually, let me run through this one. Ooh, wrong one. I'm gonna turn this bell down a little bit. Actually, I may layer, because I like the way those bells sound, I may layer it with the key melody. I make it strum too. Take a listen to those solos. I really like the sound of that. Kind of hard. To turn that up, or not turn it up, bring it up an octave with control up, and put some halftime on it. Okay, let's see how that sounds with the rest of the melody. Piano's got some resonance too, so go ahead and EQ that out. One. Also, I'm just gonna cut the low end out. This piano has a lot of high end, so I'm probably not gonna cut that out. It gives it a little more body. So you can see the resonant notes, they kind of light up bright red. Like there's one right here. But I don't want to take out this low one because the low ones always give it some more body, just like the high ones do. See that right there? I'm not going to take this one out, so I'm just going to right click, click reset. And I will cut out just the very top of it, just to give the hi-hat some space whenever I add those in. Okay, I think that sounds pretty good. And I'm also gonna EQ these bells right here, just because those higher bells have some resonation in them. I'm gonna do the same thing with these. Yeah, you see this right here? Cover your ears, everybody. Hurting me just as much as hurting y'all. But in the end, it's gonna make it sound a lot better. It's really going to change the feel of your beat too, because all the sounds are going to blend together a lot better. Oh. Alright, let's hear the whole melody. I think this one's still got some red ones on it. Ooh, actually, I may take out these bottom keys right here. See how that sounds. Okay, I'm really liking the sound of it so far, so I'm going to start adding some drums. Normally I start with the hi-hats just so I can get the feel of the hi-hats with the melody. Just so I can get that rhythm going in my... I'm going to turn the BPM up a little bit, probably to 148. Turn the hi-hats down a little bit. Really liking the sound of it so far. Also gonna layer these ATL hi-hats in there just a little quicker. I'll probably drop them down below the main hi-hat just to give it some more rhythm. Alt U to bring up the chopper when you're chopping hi-hats. I don't like how fast those are. Slow them down a little bit. Control L to make the notes longer and flow together. Actually, and on these last ones, I'm gonna pan them one group to the left, one group to the right, and turn the velocity down on them a little bit. Like I said, velocity, hold Alt while hovering over the highlighted notes and scroll down on your mouse wheel. Now I'm gonna put some kicks in there. I like to do the kicks before the claps, just because the kicks normally make the vibe of the beat, make the rhythm and everything. Okay, I really like that kick pattern. So now I'm gonna go. Normally I start with some claps, but I feel like this beat needs more of a snare. Snare 6 on this Travis Scott drum kit. Got it for free off the kit plug or something, I don't know. See how that sounds? I like that. Also, I'm going to go in this Metro Boomin kit, grab a pin clap on there. Turn this first snare down a little bit just because it's not layering with the clap very good. There we go. Now we're talking. See what perks I can put in there. Once again, I'm going to go to this Travis Scott drum kit. Really like the sound of that. I feel like that's going to sound really good slowed down. There is a little thing on, a little stank to it. Stank on the front of it. I'm going to cut that out. To do that, I just right click the sound, go to edit, and highlight, and click the delete key. Then click and drag the sound back into the waveform right here. And on that perk, I'm going to add a little bit of reverb to it, just because I feel like it's ending too fast. Like it just, yeah. I want some tail to it. Turn that reverb down a little bit. Turn the volume down on it. Add an open hat. And what I like to do with the open hi-hats is I like to turn everything down on the instrument settings page and turn everything down except the hold, just so whenever you press a key, it's going to stop whenever you take your finger off the key. Allows you to play it a little better. So I'm going to go ahead and record some hats. Okay, I really like the sound of that. Take a listen. Turn that hat down a little bit. Okay, now time for the best part of the beat, the 808. Really like that trap 808. I like to do the same thing that I do with the open hat on the 808, just so whenever you take your finger off that key, it's going to stop. I already know the root note of the bass, so I'm just going to go ahead and click it in. Velocity up a little bit because it's still low from when I did the hi-hats. Let's take a listen. Bring this F up an octave just because it's a little low. One thing I like to do in my beats too is add a little bit of the slide to it. Just on a couple parts, not everywhere. Here out there, it wasn't very noticeable. Just a little something slight to give the beat a little variation. Right here, I'm going to add a big slide on that D sharp 6. Listen to it. I really like how that sounds. One thing I like to do to my 808s is add a little bit of fruity fast distort, just because it makes it sound better on phone speakers. And I like to turn the mix down a little bit and the threshold down just a tad. It starts right here. I usually like to take it to about 60%. It especially makes those slides like that, makes them sound a lot better, a lot more noticeable. And then I like to take an EQ out the top of it, just so it's a little more low end and less high end. It's not getting in the mix with the keys and the hi-hats and the claps and everything. And then I like to cut out this low end down here that's below this C1 right here, just because it makes if it's below this C1, it makes it a little bit more muddy. I've got the bass only going to one head or side. I'm gonna go pan, drop it down to the middle. There we go. What else can I throw in here? Let's go to my self-made sounds. I got an idea. Let's go to This Wonderful Time, the Wonder Girl drum kit. Let's go to the perks. I always like using that sound, that surf the web, just because if you throw some reverb on it, I'll show you. Throw some reverb on it, really brings out that ambience and it makes it sound really smooth. Cut out the highs a little bit on that reverb. Now we can go ahead and add it. And it's also a really good sound for getting those real in the background for those headphone users. If you're listening to headphones, you can really hear this low click in the background. But I'm going to turn the velocity down on it a little bit, just so whenever those people with headphones are listening, real in the background, and it just gives the beat some depth. I'll throw it right here, actually. I really like that. Yeah, that sounds good. See if I can throw a VOX in there. I really like the sound of that one, but I'm gonna throw a lot of reverb on it, just to make it more in the background. I'm gonna throw a fruity free filter on there. But on that free filter, instead of a low pass, I'm going to turn it up to a high pass. Turn down the Q on it. I'm going to stop using the loop points, turn the time knob down. See what I can do with it. I'm also going to turn the full mix on it down, just the volume. Give the beat a little bit more depth. I'll throw that woes in there too, because I like the sound of it. Just at very, very weird parts in the beat. Turn it down a lot. Actually, I'm gonna try this, yeah. Also, I'm gonna throw a lot of reverb on there, but on this reverb, I'm gonna turn the dry down a little bit, turn the wet up a little bit, and cut the high out all the way. And I may drop it down an octave, see how that sounds. Alright, I'm really liking the sound of the beat. So I'm going to go ahead and start laying it out. What I did there was I made it all on one pattern and then click the little drop down arrow and split by channel. And that'll separate all your sounds to where you can pick them out and use which ones you want. So the first thing I'm going to do is start off with these keys. Just because that's more the body of the beat. You got to give the listeners a preview. gonna throw my tag in there, my self-made sounds.
You can't handle the truth.
Stretch it out to where that truth right there drops on the beat. Turn it down a little bit just because it's a little loud. Now let's listen.
You can't handle the truth.
And whenever that comes in, I'm going to bring these high keys in. And also, one thing I always like to do, gives the beat a lot more depth, is go to Omnisphere. You saw what I typed up there. Most of y'all probably know about this sound. It's called Growler Moog Bass in Omnisphere. We're going to go ahead and grab that, set it to the next mixer channel. And right when that beat drops, I'm going to bring it in. I'm going to go ahead and draw it in. Just a little bit more depth, and I'm going to turn that down just because it's really loud. On these keys, they're a little dry, so I'm going to add some delay. Go to the presets. I'm just going to go through these presets, see which one. I'm going to turn the time up a little bit, just give it some more space. Alright, let's listen to that. And I'm going to add a cymbal in there. On the drops, just so it gives a little more punch. I'm gonna go ahead at this drop, lay out the kicks, lay out the claps, and these first, or the second hi-hats actually. I'm gonna use the ATL hi-hats. Keep that growler moog in there until the second drop, and then I'm going to bring the 808 in. I'm also going to put those open hats in there too. And whenever it drops, I want to use this snare. Give it a little more variation. Bring the tight hats in. VOX on it, drop 2. Bring in this Surf the Web perk. I don't know if I'm gonna use this perk. I didn't really like that one all that. Listening to it, making sure it all flows good. Now I'm going to make the verse. add the open hats whenever these snares come in, along with these hi-hat tight. Then after this next hook, I'm going to bring in this growler moog again. Gives it a more vibey feel. Bring in these hi-hats. Alright, and I think that'll be the end of the video. If you stayed this long, thank you for watching. And subscribe, like, comment. Let me know what you think of the beat. If you have any inquiries about business opportunities, just comment. And we'll get in touch somehow. So thank y'all for watching. Y'all have a good one.